There inevitably comes a time where you find yourself searching for that next big career opportunity. So do you just change companies while doing the same job, or is it time to change careers? In this short video, I'm going to share some things you possibly have never considered. And even if you have, maybe you've been unwilling to try them. Either way, prepare to have your mind blown. My name is Shawn Sommerkamp, and this is Motivationeer Christian Coaching. First, I want to acknowledge our brother in Christ, Hukong in Busan, South Korea, for recommending and requesting this specific topic. Thank you, Hukong. Now, to get started, I want to emphasize a fundamental economic truth. It's known as the immutable law of labor. In its very simplest form, it goes something like this. If a lot of people can do the job, and a lot of people are willing to do the job, it's not going to pay very much. So, whether you're leaving your company or staying, as you consider the next opportunity, consider your earning potential. Perhaps first and foremost, if you've been paid below what you think you can earn, or think you're ready for a significant increase, consider a move into a role that either few are willing to do or few can do. When I travel to churches to do my free Christian Professionals workshop, little plug here, if you're interested in me coming out to your church to do this, it is 100% free for you and your church. I cover all the costs, but I always show a list of the top 20 highest paying jobs in their local market. Now, in this list, I exclude jobs that are clinical in nature, medical, like a medical doctor, other clinicians, dentists, etc., because those jobs require a lot of very specific, very specialized, government-regulated skill to do them. So taking those out of the list, what's left is, in this top 20, I put up on the screen and show them. I ask them to review it. Tell me if anything really stands out to them. As you have probably already seen and noticed yourself, usually between 14 and 17 of those remaining top 20 highest paying jobs have the title of manager in it. And this is true no matter what market I visit, inside the US and outside. Now knowing a little bit more about the immutable law of labor, we can understand why. Managers get paid more because it's a job that people are either not willing to do or not capable of doing. For some reason, people just don't want to be a manager. Now, I do ask the audience, show of hands, who's a manager here and who's not. And then I ask them, hey, what is it that makes you not want to pursue management roles? And the same basic answers always are given. I don't want to be a babysitter to employees. I don't want to deal with all that drama, or I don't want to have to work 60 hours a week to do my job. Now, in the world of coaching, we refer to this as these three ideas, thoughts, as limiting beliefs. They are not true about being a leader, but they keep people from pursuing it, which is, in the immutable law of labor, the not willing to do the job. I personally believe that if you're a Christian, you've given your life to Christ, you have the fruits of the Spirit, the ability to be a leader in a corporate position. You can pursue it, get some training, but you can do it. Most people, even Christians who want to be servant leaders, don't pursue this. It's really fascinating to me. Okay, I can't go any deeper into this for the sake of time in this video, but when you pursue a leadership role, you're going to learn a set of skills that are transferable across every industry. Please just take a quick look at my LinkedIn profile, Shawn Sommerkamp. You will see that I have been in senior leadership roles in very high-tech companies across many different industries. I had no technical skill in some of these industries, like linear digital video editing, bedside monitoring, healthcare information exchange, two-factor authentication with identity access management. And yet, they hired me to be in those leadership roles. Why? Because I learned leadership skills. I can learn the technology once I land within the company, and they knew that. But what I brought to the table was an ability to help their employees be the best version of themselves possible. I knew how to drive high-performing teams. And as I've shared in other videos, it's by having a servant leadership mindset. Consider going for a leadership role, whether you stay in your company or leave. Now, a quick side note. Some people believe if they're going to leave their company or change careers, that they're going to need a higher level degree or diploma, or even a technical certification. I strongly recommend against this. It's going to be a lot of time and a lot of money to do it. And will it get you a little bit higher pay? For sure, but not exponentially higher, because a lot of people do that. This is how universities make their money. They create programs that the marketplace is demanding, and they start pumping out a lot of people with this skill set, give them a diploma, and now you've got a lot of competitors. So a lot of people are willing to do the job and now able to do it. Forget all of that. I'm recommending you start pursuing leadership roles, whether you go or stay. And just consider people like Michael Dell, Paul Allen, Mikhail Ferrero, Lee Shaw Key, Ingvar Kamprad, and there are many more of these very successful people that do not have a degree. And a lot of my clients that I coach are senior leaders in their organizations and don't have degrees either. It is a fallacy that you have to have a degree. Now, in some fields, like engineering, of course, medical fields, clinical fields, you do. But if you're in your occupation, in your career field, forget extra credentials. Just start learning to be a leader and step into those leadership roles. And there's a video I recommend. I'll put the link down in the description below. It's on the YouTube channel called Prager U. It's a video called Don't Follow Your Passion. It's done by a TV show host from Dirty Jobs. His name is Mike Rowe. It's a short 5-minute video. I highly recommend you watch it. It does, without talking a lot about the law of labor, really fundamentally describe a large aspect of that immutable law of labor, because everybody is pursuing the same small number of jobs. It creates a lot of unnecessary competition when there are many opportunities out there that no one's pursuing because they don't want to, that could yield a great income and great career prospects. Please watch that video. Now for a couple more quick tips. Remember, always commit your search to the Lord. Pray to God for wisdom. It says in James 1:5, one of my all-time favorite passages, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. This is one of those prayers we can't ask in a wrong way. Ask God for wisdom on what to do, to stay and get promoted within, or to leave and get promoted in a different industry completely. He'll give you the wisdom, and he'll give it to you generously. Okay, next, ask God to allow you to find favor in the eyes of the decision makers as you pursue this process within the company or outside of the company. We see this very cool truth in the story of Nehemiah. In Nehemiah chapter 1, verse 11, he goes before King Xerxes I, and before he talks to them, says this: give your servant success today by granting him favor in the presence of this man. Then one chapter later, after his interaction with the king, it says in Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 8, and because the gracious hand of my God was on me, the king granted my request. Pray this often and constantly. God will allow you to find favor in their eyes. And when we do this, we are really committing our way to God. We're seeing him at work in the situation. It will build our faith incredibly, I promise you. Okay, next tip, please, on my channel, go to the video about the imposter syndrome and watch that. The title is The $1,500 Resume and the Imposter Syndrome. I cover a lot of insights into the importance of believing in yourself, and when you do, others will believe in you as well. Just give that a quick watch. I think you'll find it very interesting and insightful. And lastly, go to mynextmove.org. This was developed by the US government, and it is an interest profiler. Very easy to take. It's an assessment that it's actually fun to take. And when you've completed it, it'll make recommendations on the type of career you might be best suited for, whether it's because of your skill set or because of your interests. That's why it's called an interest profiler. I do recommend you deep dive into each of the 5 tabs as you do it. The first one is an introduction It gives you direction. But don't stop at just completing the assessment. Don't stop at just reading what it recommends you pursue. Dive into the last 2 tabs, and I know you are going to find it incredibly informative. It will inspire you. It will open up doors that maybe you've never considered. Okay, in summary, remember the immutable law of labor as you're considering your next career option, whether you stay in the company or move. And I'm encouraging you, based on that law, to pursue leadership positions. Always include God in the process. Ask Him for wisdom, which He will give to you generously, and ask Him to allow you to find favor in the eyes of those that are making the decisions as you pursue different opportunities. I'm recommending, as challenging as this may sound, to not pursue advanced education or technology certifications. Just don't do it. Focus on leadership roles. And then lastly, go to mynextmove.org, do the interest profiler, and see where that takes you. And don't forget to watch those 2 videos, the micro video and my video about the imposter syndrome. You're going to be, I think, enlightened by both of those. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for 2 new videos each week. Tell me in the comments below about your career situation, and I'll make a video for you with a shout out. You can also become a member at motivationeer.com. Your career is not just a way to make a living, it's a way to transform the world.